Hey folks, when we last left off, we were enjoying a night out in Pattaya. We had checked into an old school resort, but the night quickly faded. The next morning, it was up and at 'em. We were off to breakfast and then eventually on our way back home. For breakfast, we've come here to Tig Biddy's. There you go, Tig Biddy's. I got the pancakes and the nice American breakfast there. On the way out of town, we'll stop by Walking Street, see what our friends are up to down there. There's some new construction going on. There's something to open soon. And when we get back home, I'll show you some unique things I've discovered around where I live currently. Kind of random. But anyway, down at Walking Street, there it is. ICOM. ICOM is going to be a new live music club brought to you by our friends at iBar and Insomnia. But anyway, let's leave Walking Street. On the way out of town, we're going to visit Pattaya's newest motorcycle shop. So on our way out of Pattaya, I stopped here at the Wachara complex, which historically is known as the place where they sell Triumph, the big Triumph dealership here on Sukhumvit Road, close by Teppersit. But now there's an addition. They have Ducati here, not in the same showroom as Triumph. It's in an adjacent building, but still a pretty nice facility. They also sell jet skis in there, I noticed. I'm not sure what kind. Wasn't really here to look at jet skis. I really stopped by to look at the new, not the new, but new for me, a Triumph that I'm considering purchasing. I'll show you that in a minute. But first, Ducati, I was pretty impressed with the showroom in there. Good selection of bikes. And they also do Scomati scooters, a whole another room of Scomati scooters. If that's something you're interested in. So you can step right up here and they have them all in stock, all the colors and styles and makes and models. Over at Triumph, though, same thing. Very good selection of bikes. The showroom's just chock full of them. The new Speed 400, we looked at that, I don't know, about 3-4 months ago when it first hit. But I'm more interested in the Speed 900, or the Speed Twin, I believe it's called. Very similar to a T100, but just a more modern style, not so much of the classic style that you find in the T100 with the spoke wheels and the dual instruments and things. This is a single gauge cluster, digital and analog, and it seems like it sits a little bit lower. It's got wheels instead of spokes, etc. And they got a sale right now. So anyway, I wanted to look at the difference between the two and see what it was, get the feel for it, but I like it. So anyway, the guy has my information. Maybe we'll do a deal. But just a reminder that, hey, you can visit Ducati here in Pattaya. They had a place here. I don't know, it seemed like maybe before COVID it closed or right around that time. Now they're back open at a different place right here next to Triumph. Way back home, we encountered this. Now, this is not pursuant to a big rain squall, which you might think was very possible this time of year, but no, I believe this was probably a water main break or something like that, or some kind of levee that collapsed because it hadn't really rained. Nowhere else had a problem. Just, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 blocks here, maybe up to a half kilometer along 36 on our way back down to Rayong. But wasn't too bad. Both lanes, just the whole thing was flooded, even the median. Anyway, back home, we got a lot of work to do here in the next week or two. We're getting ready for a party. At the end of the month is my birthday. At the beginning of the next month is Lon. So we're going to have one kind of communal birthday party at the beginning of September. And she wants to cook up some special dishes. And we need a new pot. I came here to the pot store. I call this the pot store. They got every type of pot, pan, thing, I guess serving trays, that kind of thing. So she'll find what she needs here. That'll be one of the things we need to get. That pot should do. They're not that much money. But anyway, we did a little pot shopping. There you go, real pots. And after that, we'll go get something to eat. Those beer, they call those beer condoms or can or bottle condoms. Yeah, we'll get some of those as well. But we decided to hit one of our favorite places on the way back. It's a favorite because it's cheap. These little food courts on Sukhumvit Road, I'll tell you what they are, but very, very inexpensive. 2 people can eat for under $5. So I'll show you what a $2 lunch looks like. There's another place down the road from here. These little food courts along Sukhumvit Road are, I think, favorite stop-offs for people coming back from Kolchang, Traj, Chantaburi, things like that. Stop off, get a meal. Anyway, this one 50 baht for the first scoop, 70 baht for the second scoop. But the one down the road, it's only 25 baht for the first scoop, and I think you get 2 scoops for 35, so it's about half the price, but the scoops are smaller and there's less to pick from, so I like this one better. We're out today looking for some chairs, some better chairs for our dining table, and we went to a secondhand shop. And I'm going to do a whole tour on the members area for the secondhand shops. We went to 2 of them, but the second one we went to, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you guys, a lot of people interested in golf. They have the biggest selection of golf clubs, bags that I've ever seen, and just about anywhere, especially secondhand. So if you're into that, you might find a deal here. I'll leave you a map link. Yeah, probably the biggest selection of secondhand clubs. Drivers, putters, all that stuff, whole bags of clubs, and they have tennis rackets and stuff too, other sport-related things. But you gotta be careful with secondhand shops because, for example, we wanted 3 chairs, and they were 1,200 baht a piece. We ended up getting them for more like 750. So you've got to bargain with them. I'd start at half price and then work your way up from there. But anyway, I saw something else. I'm not sure it's going to be a bargain. But I saw something else hard to find that you don't see every day on the way here, that I'm going to go back and poke around there and show you guys this, because you just don't see stuff like this. I had to stop here. You don't see old cars or classic cars or even that moniker battered around so much here, but this place has several, mostly Volkswagen, some old Fiats. There's an old Chevy too here, and something that looks like a Vega, although I suspect it isn't, but it looks like an old Chevy Vega. I tell you, the bumper on the Chevy too, that's probably, I guess, an early 60s model. Doesn't look bad. It's not deep pits and everything in the chrome back when cars had chrome bumpers. But I don't know what any of these are worth, but here again, you'd have to make your best deal. But they're probably all fixer-uppers. It's not something you're going to buy and drive, probably. You probably have to get it towed and something to work on if that's your hobby. That's a real, I guess, a crocodile skin. I thought it was some kind of paint, but that's real. That thing's all been clad with crocodile skin, this Volkswagen. So you don't see that every day either. Anyway, nice little shop here, just right on Sukhumvit Road. I've probably been by here, driven by it 50 times and never noticed. It kind of sits down a little, I don't know, down a little low area here, and it's surrounded by tall grass, so it's hard to see. But anyway, we got about a dozen cars here. Some trucks. There's a small Datsun truck. Couple vans. Some of them I wouldn't call classic cars, I'd just call junk. But definitely some fall into the classic car theme. And if you're looking for a project, something to get your hands dirty, keep you busy fixing up, there you go. I don't know. Looks like a lot of work to me. I'd rather somebody else do all that. Anyway, later on, I'm going to try a place I saw and try to get a proper meal later. We just had that little snack it's only 10 in the morning. So later on, probably 3, 4 o'clock, I'm going to be hungry, and I'm going to go to a place I saw the other day, and we'll see what that is. Right. There was no staff here. There was nobody here I could ask and say, where did this car come from? What year is this car? How much is that, etc. So I don't know. It was in the middle of the day. It was probably around 10 o'clock in the morning. It appeared to be open. It appeared that maybe somebody comes here and works and fiddles around with these cars and or tries to sell them. But I don't know, didn't see anybody, so I really couldn't get much information. But right on Sukhumvit Road, probably only half a kilometer or so from the turnoff to go down to the ferry, where if you're going to Gausamet, it's that area. So anyway, we will say goodbye to the classic cars here and vans. A couple of them, some real rust buckets here. But anyway, you just don't see that often. And it's kind of neat they're all consolidated in one point. There was another traffic snarl as we left, but I'll go home and freshen up, and then later we'll go out for something to eat. The other day I was cruising through here, and I saw this place across the street here. It's called O'Leary's SBD. Not sure what the SBD is, we'll find out. But O'Leary's, I figured, a fine Irish name. We'll go in, we'll see what it is, we'll see what it's doing. Kind of a Scandinavian flavor in here. Other things I didn't know what they were, but I'm pretty sure Scandinavian. But there's a store here as well. Is that right? Not really an Irish place with the name of O'Leary's, but either way, something different. And the menu, I started seeing things on the menu that I couldn't pronounce and wasn't familiar with. So I'm pretty sure Swedish. Pretty sure this was a Swedish restaurant. As far as the SBD, I saw two things. One of those. It said Sports Bar Deli. The other one said Shop Butcher Deli. Anyway, there is a deli in there. There's a shop. We'll get all ordered up here. I ordered a kebab. We'll see what that comes out to. Maybe next time I'll try one of the more Swedish, Scandinavian type offerings. But this, I guess, was like a little expat store, just right in the back of the restaurant here. And some of the Scandinavian theme of the restaurant carries over back here. I think a lot of things from Sweden or maybe Scandinavia in general. Some nice frozen entrees there. Beef stew. I might have to try one of those one day. And I think this is canned fish. I believe canned fish is a staple in that part of the world. I was a little bit blown away with this. It says pumpernickel. It's just like a slab of bread, but this thing's as heavy as a brick. It must be very dense bread. I think the idea is to cut very thin pieces of that to make a sandwich, but just very dense. And these little round donuts looked okay. I'm not sure if that's 35 baht each or if you get a quantity for that. 35 baht each seemed a little high. But some things on the shelf I might be interested in here. Lots of cheese. Big, just great big blocks of cheese, all sorts. So I guess regardless of what part of Europe this caters to, cheese is probably eaten by all. And I don't know, maybe some nice fine meats too. So a sandwich might be in the future here. Looks like they definitely have the ingredients to make it. What's this? Taco, original taco. A little bit of a strange find at a Swedish expat store, but I'll take it. And salsa. I wonder if that's the salsa that's made in New York City, or was that picani, or I don't know what it was. Some paste, I think it was. Anyway, this must be the one that was made in New York City. It's not spicy though; it just says medium. And I didn't know guacamole came in a jar. That's nice. You learn something every day. Wouldn't mind having one of these. Blackcurrant jam. That looks quality. So yeah, some definite possibilities here. And there's apple jelly as well. That all sounds very good. So anyway, while you wait for your food to come, you can always browse around the store like I did. And I saw this Slots mustard. Hadn't heard of that. Probably that's a Swedish thing. But my kebab came out. Look at this guy.
It's huge.
All right, 295 baht for that big boy. It was quite a meal. I wasn't sure I could even pick it up and eat it. I get it unwrapped and we'll figure out how to deal with it. But turns out I only had about half of it. I took the other half home and had it the next day. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll have to come back here at another time and try some of the more Swedish or Scandinavian offerings. But for this episode, I'm going to have to go ahead and leave it off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.